everything is on lockdown, people are having it's increased in like domestic violence and mental
Well state.
Yeah, and mental welfare. And so basically it's like yeah, I don't know. I don't care about people. So
Nice. Hello, I'm back.
hello,
Yeah,
back.
welcome back.
Hey, back, I'm dead.
Yes, so, where were we?
We were leaving.
Yes, you were
Yes.
leaving. Yeah, so you, bid, Zephyros, farewell, and, yeah, leave the tower, and then presumably,
Reorg will lead the way.
Bjork will lead the way. Sure, yeah.
He's a freaking ranger.
Yeah, but he's an underground ranger.
He's not an above ground ranger. Actually, he is from the underground. I wonder if he knows about the stone giants.
Nobody asked him.
The
I know.
underground.
Yeah. Briork, you're from underground, right?
And he says, well, yes.
Great. End of discussion.
Have you ever had any encounters with stone giants underground?
And he sort of thinks for a moment and says, not around Iron Master, no. He says, mostly we just dwelt with Drow and Dwerar. He says, not many stone giants in the Underdark proper. At least
Do you know
not
where
where
we-
I'm from.
Do you know where we could find some if we need to?
And he says, he kind of like just shrugs. And he's like, I don't know, why don't you try asking a stone giant?
God damn.
We see
Well, the ones up over ground seems to be in some kind of dream state.
Yes, I think if we want to speak with them properly, we need to do it underground.
And he sort of
Yeah,
says,
where they think things are real.
and he says, perhaps, but, he kind of like looks around. He says, I don't really exactly see any big signs that say stone giant cave this way.
Sirak is just chuckling.
What kind of a ranger are you?
Damn it. Damn it!
Well, let's do one thing at a time here. Let's investigate this tower and see what's going on.
And yeah, so he says, right. And he kind of like looks at the map. He's like, well, I don't think as the crow flies is necessarily the best way here. Climbing that mountain, he kind of like looks up at the mountain and says, climbing that mountain is probably going to take longer than it's worth. Best we go around. Might take a little longer, but he says, too much danger up in the mountains.
Hey. I agree.
That's all right.
Very well.
Alright, so let me see here. Right, yeah.
We're going
so
back the way we came.
he looks for a bit and says, probably take about a couple of days from what I can see. He says, terrain's pretty difficult, but I think I can lead us through it. It's similar enough to the caves that I'm used to. These sort of rocky terrain. He says, right, follow me, let's get going. Try to keep it down, don't want to attract attention.
What type of attention?
And he says, I don't know, and I don't really want to find out.
Just a bunch of drow slavers attack us.
Yeah, so you guys begin making your way through the sort of like wilderness, following after Breork here, as he leads the way. I just realized, like, I started typing in the window, like, to do a GM roll, and I'm like, oh wait, I joined this one as a player, so I won't see it.
Lol.
Yeah, so he leads you through, and we're just going to kind of like cut ahead here because according to my devices here, nothing of any real interest is going to happen during those 2 days.
Excellent. And so where do we make it to?
So we will pick up basically. You guys are, as you're making your way through, you find yourselves in kind of like a forest amongst the hills. You're kind of exiting out from where the hills are back into the sort of like open plains of the Desserin Valley here. And as you're making your way through, you begin to, or like Breork like stops you, and where the fuck is it? I thought I want to archive this.
How
No.
dare you stop us?
So he holds up a hand, and you see, maybe about like a quarter mile away, atop a hill, there is a crumbling tower with parts of the roof and shell that seem to have like fallen inward. There's a gaping hole above it, and you see some like hawks, flying overhead, and he says, "Well, we were looking for a tower, and I reckon we found one." Says, I don't see any sign of a giant, though. Something circling. Usually not good. Means they're hunting for something.
Oh. What do we do? Alexei asked everyone.
Should probably go check it out. This is what we came here to see. Hopefully.
Yeah, just need to avoid being the prey in this hunt.
Mm-hmm. Would prefer not to.
All right. How far away were we, ish?
You're about a quarter mile away.
All right.
So, like, pretty far.
All right, Breork. How about you lead us as close as you think we can get without getting
Yeah.
discovered?
So he kind of, like, nods and says, right, stick to the ground, blowing slow, then. And, yeah, he begins leading you sort of, like, half-paced, kind of stealthily. Just for giggles, why don't you all make a stealth check?
Giggle.
No.
How about no?
Oh my god. Disadvantage. Come on.
All right, so collectively, you're all doing a pretty bad job of staying hidden.
Breork!
But-
Take us closer without them finding us!
But luckily enough, it doesn't seem as though at least anything notices you up to the point where Breork stops again. At this point, you're now like a few hundred feet away from the tower, and you can see you are facing like the front of the tower. On the ground floor where the entrance like would be, you can see kind of like the archway where the door was. There is a large boulder blocking the entrance, and you all hear this horrible, deep guttural like noise pouring forth from within the tower. And those of you that speak Giant can understand what is being said. It appears to be singing, and it seems to be like a female voice singing, and she goes, "Mean chief, go take my man. Now Mook have no man to boss. Mook sad, so sad."
Okay, we're gonna get Lob married.
Ooh.
I kind of like say that someone is singing and explain what they're singing, and I go like, Lob, can you remove this boulder?
He sort of like looks and says, "Yeah, Lob can move it." But yeah, you're like still pretty far away, and he says, "You want Lob go move now?"
No. We'll move closer. Just when we get there, can you get the boulder away? No, but that's good. Good, Lob. Just wait. Stay with us.
All right. Yeah. So
Alright.
Shall we move up closer then?
Yes.
Let's keep moving.
Maybe.
closer.
We'll do the usual thing where Breork and Lucas could sneakily have a look. And
We're gonna have a
see,
look. See, there's a boulder blocking the doorway.
You could have a check around if there's any other.
Actually, there's an hill giant in there. If Lob goes up alone,
Oh yeah, go and make stuff to that other hill giant there,
okay,
Lob.
Lob, can I go move that boulder? Just take that boulder and throw it to the side.
No.
Yes.
Okay. And he starts like. As he does this, you notice the birds up ahead sort of like screech and like fly off as he just sort of like is just pounding. But it seems as though like his pounding footsteps are droned out by just the loudness of this voice. And now that you're close, you could tell that like whatever like strange acoustics this tower has in its crumbled state is basically like amplifying this voice like a speaker. So it's actually like pretty loud. You have to like cover your hands from just like cover your ears from just how awful it is. It's like echoing around. But yeah, Lob like runs up to the base of the tower, scaring away the birds, and begins like struggling to like lift the boulder and move it to the side.
Pay close attention, boys and girls. We're about to see a match made in heaven.
What I missed?
Amazing ritual.
We're marrying Lob.
Wait, what?
Yes.
We're marrying away Lob. We are not marrying Lob.
Yeah,
Wait, what? I was gone for like 5 minutes. What's
we're
happening?
giving him away.
What the fuck, guys?
It's an arranged marriage. Okay, what happens when he removes the boulder?
Yeah, so he moves the boulder to the side, and then the singing stops. And you hear the voice going, "Who go there? What want with Moog?"
Oh my god, not another one, please.
I don't think we have enough to feed two.
I kind of go like, Lob, answer!
Huh? What? Oh, it me, Lob. Lob, they tell Lob to move boulder. And, you hear a voice like, "What? Why they do that? Why you move my boulder?" "Not because they give food and tell me to." The other giant, inside responds like,
Food.
"Food? Food? You have food? Hmm." And you hear like the tower like looks like it's shaking or whatever. And it's like whatever inside is like getting up. And Lob's like, "Yes, they have lots of food."
Oh no!
Shit.
Whose dumb idea was this?
I think Xerox.
I look over at Briork.
Yeah,
We're
Brior,
not
what the
feeding
fuck
it.
were you
We're not
thinking?
feeding them Brior.
You just see like he's like the sweat dripping like Squidward face like.
Oh.
It's like
What is
this is above my pay grade.
Brior should have the ability to like pull food out his ass, is what I think.
Oh, wait. Okay, what's happening?
Yeah, so you feel like a rumbling as like something like shakes the ground violently. And then just barely past the Lob, you can see what appears to be another hill giant. And they begin like conversing, and you can't actually like they're conversing at normal volume now. But Lob points back in your direction, like directly at you.
We wave.
I rolled high enough on my stuff to not be seen, right?
Sure.
Awesome.
Even though that was a group check, so
Get fucked.
I mean, am I really part of the group?
Yes.
If you're not, leave the bag and leave.
Well, I'm taking the bag. It's my bag.
Stop it, you Corona.
Yeah, we don't want that shit in here.
Anyway. What the fuck do we do,
Anyways.
guys?
Yeah, so the hill giants begin walking in your direction.
Well, there's not much we can do at this point.
So, one of us can speak Hill Giant or just Giant?
I speak giant.
For some reason, I think I do.
Alright. Take it away. All I can do is understand it.
Yeah, so Lob leads the other giant back and like looks and says, Lob found a giant inside. Her name Moog. She's sad 'cause Gus steal her man.
Who
Goes
stole
the
your man?
one.
Well, Moog, have you met Lob?
Moog is like, yes, met Lob, but, Moog don't know.
Well,
Gus
Moog
the
don't know
one-
if
It
maybe
too
we should have a
soon.
taste.
It too soon. Moog don't want to get hurt again.
Goes the like hill giant like leader that like was that sent them after our other hill giant friend, right?
Yeah, who was that hill giant leader that was like wanting to marry all of them?
That's
Can't remember. It was
Chief Guff, yeah.
It was Shifka.
Yeah.
What was the name of our hill giant friend?
who knows.
I don't remember. God damn it!
Probably not important. Mhm.
I was the one who normally remembered it. Damn it! It's not.
No, it's not Lob.
Mug.
Mog. Mog. Was
Mog,
it Mog?
Mug.
Yeah, it was Mog.
Yes.
What's the name of your man? I asked Moog.
Moog's like, my man's Hrock, but Gus steal away. Gus steal all mans away.
Yeah, I've heard she's been. I can't understand. I don't know why I said that. I conversed through
Yeah.
one of the people who can
Yeah.
speak giant.
Exactly, yeah.
I'll translate for you.
Thank you. Yeah, apparently she's doing that a lot lately.
Yeah, so the giant says, Ga is chief, so Ga get what she want.
Lob, how did you escape, Chief Guh?
And he says, escape? What? Lob getting food, bringing back home. You have food, so Lob bring you back home.
Oh yes.
Girl's probably gonna think we're food.
Moog, where is the chief?
Shifka.
Chief Ga.
I said, Chief Ga at Groothog.
Do you know the
Where-
way to Groothog?
Yes, but Moog don't want to go back there.
I
Could
think
you
that's fine.
could you point us in the right direction?
She sort of like nods and says, yes.
Could you
Points to
please? Oh, okay. All right. Do you know how far it is? How long does it take you to walk from here to Groothog?
How many dinners?
Sort of like thinks for a
How
moment.
many dinners?
How many dinners? How many breads have you eaten? Hang on 1 second. She thinks, was not long. Moog went left, because Ga stole mans. Moog got hungry, couldn't walk anymore, found this tower. Sun up and down few times.
How many times is few times? Show me how many fingers a few times is.
Like thinks for a moment. Like puts up one finger, second, and like kind of like can't decide whether to put the third up or not.
So almost 3 suns up and downs. All right. I'm gonna. She pointed to the direction, yes?
Not yet. You just asked if
Oh.
she could. You didn't tell her to.
Oh, I saw some dickhead pinging. I thought that's where you pointed.
No, that's
Could you point towards the direction?
Yeah, so she says, yeah, it's, Moog walk from that way, and she points, like, north.
Okay.
So onto the Iron Road.
Oh no, it's daytime now. No.
So,
Currently,
do we, Mog, or whatever her name was, do you
Moog.
cross a Mug? Do you cross a road like
A small folk road.
a small folk road when you go walk here?
And she sort of says, there was muddy ground with no grass.
Yes, yes, yes.
Could you pull out the map, Lucas?
I don't want them to. They're not gonna know anything about a map.
No.
Not-
Just I want to check where it could possibly be.
So, asking Briork, he is there as well. I'll ask him from where we are on the map. Ish, how long would it take to walk to the road?
He says, looking at the map, he says, not long.
For a giant.
And he says,
No, yeah, for a giant. Like,
No, for a giant? Well, probably not more than like an hour or so.
oh, jeez.
Looking at the map, I'm thinking maybe it's somewhere.
Where the river ends.
Yeah, the Desarian Hills.
Hey.
Lob.
Hmm?
Does he seem like he's been paying attention to what's been going on? What's been said?
I mean, as much as he can.
Lob, can you point to where you think Grudhog is from here?
He just like points the same direction that the other giant pointed.
Okay.
So it's definitely north. Or definitely, that's
Seems to
an
be yes.
overstatement. But
Question is, does it take almost 3 days for a giant to walk to Somber Hills or to Desarian Hills? Desarian Hills.
Yeah, the Desarian Hills are pretty far.
I don't think it's
Yeah.
going to be the Desserin Hills. It's maybe the Somber Hills or somewhere in the Desserin Valley.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so Moog just sort of says, not know what small folk talking about, but Grudhog, much water.
Water.
Well, there's a river right there.
And he says,
yeah, as I said, I think it's by the end of that river. That's what I thought.
and she says, Gobbies build big house in river.
Gobbies?
Is that small folk for you?
And he says,
Goblins?
small,
Oh.
red skin, small,
Dragon?
very
Small
angry.
dragon? Small dragons?
What? No.
Lizards?
Why giant work with dragon?
No, okay. No. Never mind.
Yeah, Morton, God. Okay, interesting.
All right, I think we should make a decision here. Should we?
I think we should just keep moving then.
Yeah.
With
All
Lob.
right. All right, Lob. Let's keep going towards Grudhog. Let's go home.
Yeah, so I was like, if go back, Grudhog, need lots of food, we're gonna get angry.
Well, we'll forage on the way.
We'll figure it out, Lob.
Yeah.
And Moog says,
Alexi will lean to Briork and it's like, Briork, can you like forage on the way, please?
and Moog says, Moog saw a town not far from here. Might have supply. Can take.
Where?
No.
Go for
That's a bad idea.
Yeah, but we could have arrested there, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's like, we should go there anyway.
We should go to Wolford.
All right, let's go to Womford then.
We'll just leave, like, Lob outside.
We
Lob
could leave
can
him
camp
here.
out. Yeah, we've left Lob out in the wilderness before, and he's been fine. Him and Podrick
Yeah.
get along great, don't you, Podrick?
Haunting stare of Iraqi child.
Yes, of course.
Sound like you regret coming out here, Podrick.
What? No, never.
I like how this is just the more nervous and like abused Podrick than the Game of Thrones Podrick.
Well, he doesn't have a magical penis.
Does he? Is he? Wait, is he a eunuch?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's a thing in Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
Whatever.
I know.
What?
All right, let's go to Womford, and when we get to small folks town, you'll have to stay outside, Lob, and sleep in the wilderness again, so you don't scare the small folk.
Yeah, so Lob says, Lob, not sure about this. Lob don't know if want Sega.
Lob, you don't have to see Sega. I mean, Sega is quite an old game console, so or a game. No. You don't have to see her if you don't have to. If you don't want to, we only need to know where Groodhog is. We don't actually have to speak to your chief. So long as you can show us where it is, you don't have to speak to anyone you don't want to.
And he sort of says, but if we get close enough to see, they see us.
What? How? Why?
And he says, the Gobbies, they have tower. Keep watch. Many miles.
Well, then when we get close to where you think these towers are, you tell us and we stop, and then only we go forward, because we are small and they will have a hard time seeing us. And you can stay back and eat and sleep.
And he says, Lob no understand. How Lob show you Groodhog if cannot see?
Well, if we get close enough, you can point us to where it is, and we will find it ourselves.